Good evening, all. We'll call the meeting to order. If we could all rise, Mr. Morse is going to lead us in prayer. Mr. Morse.
Please pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this beautiful day that you've given to us to enjoy your creation. And thank you so much for the blessings that you bestow upon us, even though we don't deserve them. We thank you for it. Thank you for this time together when we can get an update on what's going on in our little city. I thank you for the mayor and city council and Attorney Duncan for being here so faithfully every week, giving us updates and taking care of the city's business and watching out for the citizens. So Lord, I pray for this time together. Pray for the United States of America as we go forward. And I thank you that we just celebrated our Independence Day. So I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Rebecca, can we get a roll call, please?
Dan Martin.
Here.
Caleb Flaggy. Here. Amy Long. Here. Sherry Gaskell.
Here.
Rose Beach. Here. Matt Brown.
Here.
And we have announcements. So August the 2nd, we're going to have our first IT recycling event. If you're unfamiliar, the city does have flyers. We're going to make sure that there's not already one in the senior building. There'll be one at City Hall. But a great opportunity to recycle your laptops, desktops, tablets. Here it says non-broken monitors and cell phones. Just a side note, all hard drives will be securely wiped. So again, it will be August 2nd from 9 to 1 here at City Hall. It's IT Supply Solutions who's hosting it, and they just called and asked, hey, can we do that there? And we said, yeah, absolutely.
No cost, I'm assuming.
No cost for anyone involved. August 5th, caucus meeting at 6:30. August the 12th, event planning at 6:15. That will be our last event planning prior to Old Fashioned Day. And then a council meeting the same evening at 7 p.m. If we can get an approval of the agenda.
Motion. Second.
Dan Martin.
Yes.
Caleb Flaggy. Yes. Amy Long. Yes. Sherry Gaskell.
Yes.
Rose Beach. Yes. Matt Brown.
Yes.
And an approval of the minutes, that would include the 6:10 council meeting, the 6:26 special council meeting, and the 7:1 special meeting combined with caucus.
Second.
Dan Martin.
Yes.
Caleb Flaggy.
Yes.
Amy Long. Yes. Sherry Gaskell.
Yes.
Rose Beach. Yes. Matt Brown.
Yes.
Moving right along to our Sheriff's Department, Major Jason Knoll.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good evening.
Rather slow month in the month of June in the city of Walton, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Countywide, we're extremely busy. There's some things, but Walton looks pretty good. I'm running through some of these numbers if you guys have any questions. 911 hang-ups, we took 6, alarms 22, attempt to locate 1, animal complaints 4, auto accidents 19, burglary reports 3, business checks 14, civil criminal service 59, criminal initiative 3, domestics 11, drunks and or drug-related calls 6, 5 emotional crisis, 2 motorist assists, 1 overdose, 9 requests for information, 346 spot checks and vacation checks for the month, 10 suspicious activity calls, 6 theft reports, 21 traffic complaints, 56 traffic stops were conducted, 16 vehicle complaints, 12 lockouts, 1 wanted person arrest, 39 citations were issued, and 8 arrests total throughout the month of June. So, about the same as last month. There was no critical incidents in the city of Walton this past month, so that's a good thing. We have a few locations still on our traffic complaint list up on Rocky Point. The one there that you just told me last month. That's the one there. It's not Walton Vista, it's the other one.
Oh, High School Court and Central?
High School Court and Central is still on there, yeah. Haven't seen much activity out of there, but they have been visible there. I've seen some of the traffic complaints come in, so we're good there.
Thank you. A citizen was concerned, I guess the FBI was involved in North Walton Point. I mean, I could be ignorant to it, this is Facebook news, right? But it was about 6 weeks ago. And so I told the citizen that I would absolutely ask if there was an update or any information available. Of course, there's rumors out there on what occurred. Would you have any additional information?
First, where's North Walton Point on the street name?
Mullen. So Mullen,
Okay, gotcha.
down that way, yeah, that whole subdivision.
Okay.
I guess it was
The Rocky
SWAT.
Point area?
Yeah, yes. And it was when school was still in, and I guess the SWAT team came right after the buses left, and people were extracted from the house, and there's concern that people are back in the house, and I don't know what information you have or what you can share.
Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with that, so
Okay.
I'll gladly get an update and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not familiar with anything. Maybe I missed it, but I'm in charge of SWAT. I don't believe they were out there as far as that.
Okay, very good. Again, these are Facebook rumors, whether it was the FBI, SWAT, they had thrown out a couple things that the people were involved in, but I'm not gonna, list it publicly. It's all on Facebook, but there's one citizen who's adamant that,
And you said it was about 6 weeks ago?
yeah, it was right at the end of the school year, so that would have been late May.
Interesting. You said I'm not familiar with it, but I'm glad to know.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Council, do you have any questions?
I think it was May 16th.
Thank
May
you.
16th?
Yep.
Do you have any further on it?
I just know what Terry knows, just Facebook stuff, but I don't even know what I know, but
Nor do I.
Yeah.
It could have been U.S. Marshals Task Force. That happens somewhat frequently if they're serving high-risk search warrants and stuff. We have a TFO, a task force also with the United States Marshals. Again, I'm just speculating.
Understood.
I don't know, but they have an armored vehicle too. But usually they would let us know stuff like that. It's going to impact the sheriff's districts. I will look into it.
Thank you, sir. Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
everybody, again.
Thank you. And so for the fire department tonight, we have Assistant Chief Ollier. Good evening, sir.
You should have a handout put it forward as far as the handout on everybody responsible for the year up to this point as well as June. Nothing really significant in there that's out of the ordinary. The 3 structure fires, 2 of them were very minor, but they still be classified as structure fire. One of them was a mutual aid fire. We helped the room out before the thing happened. But within the city, nothing really major that happened.
Oh, thank you.
A few updates for you all on what's going on at the firehouse. Our quick attack project, quick attack truck project is in. It is a 5500 Dodge chassis flatbed. We are building that to be a smaller fire engine for us to get into some of the hard places in our district with our new engines. One in particular is Boone Lake Drive. Very difficult with the size of these new engines. We can get them back there, it's just very slow going, and it takes time. So we needed something that could get us there quicker and pour the water pretty fast. So this quick attack pumper is our answer to that. The truck is at the firehouse, it's got all its graphics, it's got all its lights and sirens. We're in the process of putting the tank on now, that'll get mounted probably beginning this week. And there's still a few odds and end parts that are still waiting on the back of it. But that project should be wrapping up within the next couple of weeks. So we might see that out and about here soon. The fire department has ordered personal flotation devices, life-saving life vests for all firefighters. Each firefighter in our district will be assigned their own PFD just due to the increased risk with the lake opening up. For us to be able to operate within the area of the lake, it's required by OSHA and EWA budget to hire 3 new employees. That process will begin starting tomorrow. The advertisement goes out. We are hiring 1 firefighter EMT and 2 firefighter medics. That will bring our 3 shifts up to 10 people per shift, not including the administration that's been there all day. As the area grows, so does our need for putting enough people in the seats on the fire trucks, and this is just part of that growth. So we're happy to see it. We're anticipating getting some good people come in and work for us and help protect the community.
Good news.
Any other questions for me?
Have we had any safety concerns out at the lake to this point?
We have not been called out for any responses. I mean, anytime you have a body of water, that risk always goes up. You know, the public, it's a beautiful lake, people spend a lot of time out there. So there's always that risk, and we just want to make sure we're prepared for that. We have resources within the county if we ever have an incident up there that we can call in pretty quick. Hebron is the water rescue fire department in the county. They have small boats and other equipment that we can use to, if we ever have an incident, that really need to know.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you for your forward thinking and preparation, appreciation. And Mr. Matt Bogan, Cardinal Engineering. I'll circle back. Good evening.
It's been a relatively uneventful month for me as well. Got a short update this time. On our street projects, we've got the second set of speed humps installed on Mullen, right before Rocky Point. Moving it a little bit more into the residential area per the feedback from the public. I haven't heard any further complaints about speeding out there, issues with the new location, so we'll take that as good news. We got the flashing beacons in that are being installed on Main Street. I'm going to coordinate with Eaton and probably Dirtworks on the crosswalk striping and the ADA ramps, just so everything is installed around the same time. I want to put in the beacons before the start, the crosswalks, and have confusion with the public. So we'll make sure we roll all that out together and put out a notice to the public so they're aware of the change. I also talked to Eaton earlier today. We'll schedule a pre-construction meeting for the annual resurfacing as soon as they've got a project manager assigned. They'll probably be they won't planning to start until September anyway, so we've got time. Quick note at the Owens Park, Councilman Brown pointed out a couple weeks ago that he noticed the top of the spillway has a crack forming. The wall was starting to bow a little bit. Didn't look like anything that needed emergency attention, but I am going to get the geotech back out there to look at it and see what recommendations they have for getting that stabilized before it becomes a big problem. And then on our MS4 projects, the survey work between Lurico and Mary Rose Extension is done. They flagged the property corner so we know what the extent of the city's parcel is. So I'll get the drainage design finalized and then talk to Mr. Duncan about proceeding with the easements or condemnation and what the response from the property owners is. We also got a complaint from a house at the end of Locust. It's 30 is the address. They just said that whenever they get a heavy rain, the runoff from the street comes into their basement. They've had some flooding a few times. So I looked at it and yeah, it's very flat in front of their house. There's not really much of a ditch or anything to capture that water and get it away from the house. So probably some minor ditching, a culvert pipe would be enough to improve that situation. But I'll talk to them, see if it's something in their house or get a contractor on. That's all I've got. Any questions for council?
I have a list. So the property off Precision for the water station, is there an update there?
I know they've got the boundary data on the survey. I would imagine that they got the topo collected at the same time as the RACO, so that was the week I was off. But usually they send me an email when everything's finalized on the drawing, so as soon as I get it, I'll send it on.
And we're still looking at a potential easement there rather than a purchase, correct?
Right, that was, yeah, from talking to Darren, that was the impression I was, we don't need the entire property, all we just need is the box out an area for the building and a small pull off for a truck.
Awesome.
So, yeah, we just need,
Darren and crew will be back in town on the 25th at 11:15, just a heads up. The High Street Bridge?
It's still with KYTC, for the Heritage Council to sign off on the application.
Okay. So just waiting on the state. And then the other piece, volleyball courts. Is there a way that we can get the specs and the understanding so that we can see if our public works guys can excavate and potentially lay the drainage piece that we can move forward?
Yeah, probably, the excavation, that would be something we'd be doing in-house. Probably even putting in the under draining and the stone base, sand. I think as long as we get the right vendor for the sand, the right type, that's probably something we're going to do.
Awesome. Can you work with Jonathan on that?
Sure.
And just loop her back in so that she'll have that. Thank you, Mr. Bogan. Anything else from Mr. Bogan?
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate you. Glad you had a good vacation. And I apologize because I skipped right over citizens' comments. Do we have any comments from our citizens? Yes, sir.
I want to thank the mayor and especially John Wainwright for what you've done with this facility since we took it back from the YMCA. I just saw the July schedule and there's a lot of things going on here that I don't remember happening before. I think now we're servicing the community 5 days a week
We are.
with different activities.
Yes, sir.
I've taken people for walks around the lake, and the people I've taken out there from out of state absolutely love it. So I was kind of reluctant at first what we were doing, but I think it's going to turn out very well when it's completed. And I just want to thank the mayor and city council for everything you do for us. I've seen some great improvements over the past couple of years. So compliments to y'all.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, we're real proud of the senior center and its growth. You build it, they come, and the folks involved have done a great job. The city hired 2 part-time employees, Ruby and Sherry, and they've done an outstanding job. The one thing, because we have so many people coming now, we're going to have to potentially look at additional parking. But that's a good thing, right? So it is thriving. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the citizens? We'll move into business.
Do you know how many we ended up having at the 4th of July grill out?
It was between 70 and 80, wasn't it?
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so I listed on here the discussion of city administrator. I just had some questions from Mr. Duncan, and he was able to clarify for me, and I'll just share that. We were talking about the position, the requisition to be able to post, as well as the salary piece. And Mr. Duncan shared with me that we can move forward with the posting of the position as we create that. Dan, I know that you've done legwork on that. He did state, and we can send it out via email, but that didn't, although we are a team, I do feel like if we wait month after month for it to come together to do this, that we're going to be in December prior to, having an opportunity to interview. So I'll be happy to work with you, Dan, on the position creation. If anyone else wants to look that over or has insight to add, then that's welcome. If we need to call a special meeting for it, we can. Would love to get moving on that. Mr. Duncan did state that for the salary piece, that would be an ordinance reading. It is kind of cart before the horse, but he said that did not need to occur prior to the posting of the position. So hopefully, and Mr. Duncan's going to work with Rebecca on those guidelines, and hopefully the month of August that we will be able to move forward with the salary piece. and also hopefully the interview. So if you have any input, Dan, if you can send out to council what you have, and then we would not respond in a group, right? So if you have suggestions, it'd be a one-off today, and you can copy me, you can copy Rebecca if you choose, and then we can just bring all that information together to make sure everyone's thoughts and ideas are covered in that. And then we can move forward with the posting, and then again in August, we'll get the salary nailed down. Are there any questions about that? Awesome. And then we have resolution, yes ma'am. I would expect that it's a full-time position.
What are some of the responsibilities?
That's a great question. As we're building that out, I believe part of it, okay, so my view for the position is to really, a person in place that has the ability to seek and write grants, right? That has the ability to offer the office staff help with the writing of the ordinances and such. So over time, my hope is that it pays for itself, right? So that we reduce the attorney fees, so that we potentially reduce the engineering fees. A jack of all trades, but you know, we're obviously building it. We are going to pull on other cities, and I know Dan's done research. Dan, what can you add to it?
I mean, a huge thing we've been lacking is like the grant writing is compared to other municipalities. That would be number one. Number two would be just having a face that's always available to be present at every meeting in Northern Kentucky, you know, the mayor's meetings and such, where we all have full-time jobs and it just doesn't work out, you know, that Walton has a representative there. So those are kind of the two big things, just having a face in Frankfurt, if you need a face in Frankfurt, or at least has their pulse on everything going on. So that's kind of the initial things that we see. And all right, who knows where it goes, you know, from there. Like, I don't want to take anything away from Rebecca. She does a hell of a job as the clerk. Mm-hmm. And she does a lot of the tasks that other city managers do. But I don't want to abuse that position either and just put everything on her and say, make it work, because you just get burnt out, so.
An example, thank you, Dan. An example of that, as he stated, just having a presence at the table, whether it's state, county, just local, being able to meet with other mayors. But I believe that Walton has fallen behind in that we've never really had a seat at the table. And so we're overlooked. So that representation will be a huge bonus to us, I believe. Also, Rebecca recently began, she's our face and our person for the Northern Kentucky Area Development District. And when she started coming, to Dan's point, we all work full time, right? So we can't go to weekday meetings in the middle of the day. But they were grateful to have a representative of Walton present. So really just expanding. To Dan's point, Rebecca does a lot. We're not looking to take away her tasks. She and the office staff do an amazing job, but just to really expand our focus and to be present in situations that we've never had an opportunity to because the mayor has a full-time job.
What are some of those cities that you're taking examples of?
Yeah, I mean, like Union is going to be huge just because they're so close in population. I've had good conversations with Chris Marconi up in Independence. Obviously, it's a little different because they're larger and have a police force. But he's been willing to talk to me multiple times about what his day looks like and his expectations. And he's offered a helping hand for whatever we need to do. Williamstown, obviously, is kind of the same population level. So those kind of three are the first three that kind of come to mind and we've had conversations with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're still figuring things out, like logistically, but do you know if someone like cemented in this one?
I'm sorry, because the train outspoke you. Just wait till he stops blowing his horn, and I'd love to hear that again.
Did you say when we will have someone in the position? Yeah.
But we definitely don't want to rush, right?
Yeah.
Because I think we all agree up here that, one, it's a big move for the city to create this position. Two, if it's not the right person, we've done a huge disservice to our people, to our taxpayers, right? So we're not feeling rushed. We do have to get the groundwork moving, right, so that we can at least put it out and see who our candidates might be. I think in a perfect world, we're already mid-July, and in a perfect world, I'd love to see somewhere in the September timeframe. That may be aggressive. Yeah, depending on our applicants, right? Thank you for your questions. Do you have any more? Thank you very much. Anything else on City Administrator? Council? Good. Moving forward. Resolution 2025-09, a resolution of the City of Walton, Kentucky, requesting the Boone County Planning Commission to prepare a zoning text amendment to the Walton zoning regulations, section 35.04, to hold a public hearing and to make recommendation relative to relaxing the regulations allowing for the operation of food trucks as permitted use for longer time periods and more frequently, while still requiring health department licensing and any applicable occupational license. Mr. Duncan.
Thank you, Mayor. That pretty much says it all, what we want to do. We have a very awkward set of zoning regulations that regulate food trucks, sort of puts the handcuffs on them. For example, one of the requirements is they have to have a site plan before they serve any more than one meal at a time. And we've had a situation locally that the zoning administrator has flagged one of our local businesses that have a food truck outside. And the interpretation he puts on it is you can pull up, serve one meal, but you got to move on. And that's not the way they want to do it. So this resolution will allow me to work with the Planning Commission staff and see if we can come up with some regulations that make more sense for us.
And we can adopt the resolution by motion.
By motion.
Dan Martin,
Yes.
Caleb Flaggy,
Yes.
Amy Long,
Yes.
Sherry Gaskell,
Yes.
Rose Beach,
Yes.
Matt Brown.
Yes.
And on to council comments. Councilwoman Long?
Speaking of the manager, someone who is a keeps going, you know what I'm saying, the mayor comes and goes. You get a good, yeah, thank you, darling. Consistency. And someone who is there to see the things that we don't even know that are missing, that we've missed. Like, COVID did things that, things were put into place and they didn't get put, got ordinated, whatever, I make up my own words. It got put in, but then it just kind of fell by the wayside. And if there is a manager who's doing their job, then that doesn't happen anymore. And a lot of things just kind of fall by the wayside because we're all working and we all have our own little spots. So consistency and someone to do the grants and help. But yeah, someone who's there throughout the mayors. And if the mayor gets rid of them, then they have to replace them with someone just as good. So. Yeah, I say a lot of words, and some of them don't make sense.
I think they were good words.
But my heart is in it.
I know they are. It is. Councilman Flaggy.
I just want to say to the citizens that do come to these meetings regularly, thank you. Your guys' questions and inputs are very valued. If you guys have any suggestions on how to get more involvement in these meetings, we're always open to hearing them because the more voices and people that come and participate, the better Walton.
Not just when they're mad.
Yeah, that. Please not only when they're mad.
Councilwoman Beach.
The other thing I want to say is everybody keep Texas in our prayers and in our thoughts. And if there's anything that anybody can think about the city doing to relate to that, please bring it to us and we'll try to do whatever we can. But it's a great tragedy and there's a lot of suffering going on.
Agreed.
That's all.
Councilwoman Gaskell,
I'm good, thank you.
Councilman Martin,
I don't have anything tonight.
Councilman Brown.
Nothing. Thank you.
I have a list.
Where have we heard that?
Just minutes ago, I believe. Okay, so just a quick conversation Amy had brought to council about beautiful historic signs that will replace the green signs in our historic district on Main Street. There was conversation that carried over into the parking lot. I know when Amy began to talk about it, she talked about blue signs. The example that we were shown, because she showed us an example, were black signs. And most recently, someone reached out to me and said they were in Crittenden and they have the black signs.
I saw those and they looked really good.
Yeah, so do you all feel good about black?
I was really, I was like, well, I wanted to go, but then you know what, that puts the historic Main Street as a set apart, so
Absolutely.
I like that part. And also, our little, whatever that thing is, logo, thank you. Thank you for being my thesaurus. The logo is too busy. I would rather just put 1840, because that's when we were established, and with a little circle at the top.
1840.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm not against that at all.
Because it's so busy, you know what I'm saying? I like it, whoever made it, good for you, but I just think all
In a
those little
small-
things,
In a small
it'll
circle,
get
yeah.
lost in that, but 1840 on them, and that is the historic, that's when we were, yeah.
I think that's a good idea. So we're all good with black. Amy, thank you for the work that you're doing on that. Someone just reached out on Facebook asking about the signage down at the lake. Rebecca and I had the pleasure of meeting with Chris Owens, Dr. Owens' son, and he, although the lake grand opening, it was a great day. The weather was not great, right? And so I kind of think that, I know, that it kept people away. It just wasn't ideal. So Chris has asked that we have...
Grand reopening.
Yeah, and he actually was like a celebration, right? So it could be we could make it an annual thing. And he's pushing for the month of August. We've got a date, August 23rd. But what he wants that day is the unveiling of our sign. And so, you know, as much as the Owens family has done for the city of Walton and that property, I think that's something that we can grant. And the date is August 23rd, so I just want you to mark that down as a Saturday. That'll be the day that we have the unveiling of the sign. I know the girls in the office are working on Old Fashioned Day, but I know Rebecca can turn any task into something special. And so we're looking into what we can do that day. He did mention a bourbon walk. I think, would there be a problem with that, Mr. Duncan?
I'll be there.
Okay. only if you drink too much bourbon and you can't walk, right? So the details will be forthcoming. You see it's a tight turnaround. We just met with Chris 2 weeks ago. So we have a lot to do, and I'll be working closely with the ladies in the office, but hoping to see council there. If you've not been to the lake yet and you haven't been there by that date, it'll be a great day to go. It's beautiful. We may have our kayak slip by then. We'll see. But just wanted to put that on your calendar so you understand where it's coming from, the why behind it, and we can make it something special.
The swimming and the kayaking should go before the bourbon walk.
That's a good point, Mr. Duncan. They do have their new life preservers. That's good. He did want to, again, do the unveiling that day, but I think it's something that we could probably do for future years where we have a lake day, or what do we call it? A community day. And he's open to whatever we title it. But he did want news media there, so if Link could be there, that'd be great, August 23rd. And he said 11 o'clock, didn't he?
Yes.
At 11 o'clock it'll begin. And we're going to reach out to other news media outlets. The other thing would be the quarterly town hall. Dan, we had our first town hall, I believe that was May, is that right?
I don't know.
I think it was May, and so
Something like that.
the folks, we had a nice turnout, and it was Dan and myself, which is fine, but I want to invite all of council to be there as well. I'd like to nail down a date tonight so that we can go ahead and get that scheduled and out in our newsletter. Wow, we've not talked about trash at all this evening. But anyhow,
That's because none of the, only 2 of our citizens are.
well, I think I got my letter from Rumpke today. Hopefully people are getting that as well. Okay, so for the quarterly town hall, if we did it, April, May, June, the new would be July, August, September. So August or September would be the quarter. With July, August, or September. It's not going to hop off in July, though. Does anyone have any suggestions, whether it be the month of August, the month of September? Let's start with, does Thursday night work for most?
Yeah.
Thursday nights, okay. So now nailing down a date. So let's get past our community day, and let's get past Old Fashioned Day, what do you say? And then we can schedule towards the end of September. Does that work?
Sounds good. Getting past old fashioned's good.
Okay, very good. So if we're looking at a Thursday in September, the 18th or the 25th, does either one of those resonate? Any concerns with either one of those days?
I'm good. Either one.
18th is not good for me,
18th is not good for you?
but yeah,
How about the 25th?
that's good for me.
Okay, September the 25th will be our next town hall meeting, and I believe we started that at 7 p.m., didn't we, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So September the 25th, town hall meeting, 7 p.m., right here. That's my whole list. Are there any other questions or comments? Yes, ma'am. Bless you. Yes, ma'am.
Following up on the city administrator and going along with Amy's choice of words, which were always wonderful. You said that we have consistency, even if the mayor had, a different one was elected. That's where you need to make sure your position description, job, whatever you want to call it, has exactly what you want in it. Because if they have to hire a new one, they have to follow what you all have written. So just make sure whatever you want in there is there.
Y'all, and it was you saying that is what made me go, yep, she's right. So what you said is even if they get, because I was like, what, the other mayor can just get rid of them. And you were like, well, they have to replace them with someone better. And that was you. And you wrote,
And the replacement, correct me if I'm wrong, would still be a council hire, correct?
Yes, the way the law is in Kentucky, the city administrator is a city officer. The mayor can remove them, but they have to have a reason. It's more than
I don't like you. You're out of here.
like an employee. But then, and council doesn't have a choice in that. But council does have a choice in the replacement. It is a city official, so that the mayor selects the person, and then it has to be voted on by council.
So that's good guardrails, right? So that, but I agree wholeheartedly. The more specific we can be with the job duties, the better it will be.
And when it comes to interviewing, y'all step up, You're going to be working with them, so help interview.
I agree. And we will, we had even talked about including a couple citizens on that panel, and council, we can discuss this, and I think next caucus meeting will be a good time on how we want to proceed. But I agree with Barb that the more of us here that are involved in that hiring decision, the better that we will all feel about it. So thank you, Barb. Are there any other questions or comments? We can adjourn by motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for being here. Have a good night.